Hi everybody and welcome to Merge Elves. In this video, my goal and what I'm hoping ends up happening for us is that I'm able to build the wonder of the stones chain. So I'm up to the level 10. I have 5 level 9 in waiting. And I feel like I'm awfully close. So what I need is 3 more of those level 9. Yes, 3 more level 9. And I think I can do it. I think I can do it in one recording. It's really going to come down to my elf's stamina and how much harvesting I can get done out of them. So for those of you, if you have not gotten this wonder, if you're very new to this game, these stones here, when you have your elves harvest them, they give you these items, also called stones, but it's a different merge chain, and I did not mean to collect that. Come along now. There we go. And it's a different merge chain. These stones are actually a resource that you use to build things like elf houses and stone storage. I think all of the gem warehouses have to be bought with the gems. I don't think you can spend stone on them, but I could totally be wrong. And I'm definitely willing to take a look at that in just a moment. But so those are your 2 stone merge chains. You have the actual things that give you the stone, and then you have the stone resource itself. So the way to get the stones, from now on when I say stone, I'm going to be talking about the thing that gives you the stone resource, and if I mean the stone resource, I'll say stone resource. How about that? It's a little bit frustrating that they're named the same thing. But with that being said, in order to get the stones, the easiest way is to harvest from this grass, the wetland grass and the wheatgrass. And these grasses are spawned by water. So you probably, if you don't have any ponds or large puddles or lakes in your camp, you probably don't have any of this grass yet to harvest stone from. If you are still interested in working on your stone, but you don't have any of this grass to harvest, another way of getting stone is by going into the menu and clicking on the chest menu. And if you come down to the stone chest, the one that costs 80 stone to buy, 80 stone resource to buy, these will give you stone also. I always recommend buying in groups of 5 and merging them to get a higher level chest. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. There's my 5th one buried under there. So you can do that, and then you merge them together, and you get these premium stone chests, which are going to give you higher level items, which is going to save you harvesting and merging and all of that good stuff. So if you don't have a lot of elf stamina, using those chests are a way of getting this without having to use the harvesting, or if you don't have any grass, it's a way to start getting these items in your camp. The reason I'm not using these chests is because aside from giving you stone, they also give you these. the ghost trees, which, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a distraction for your elves. They're going to want to try and harvest it. And when they do harvest it, it's going to give you a bunch of small mushrooms. These guys over here. If you are working on your berry chain, your berry tree chain, this is a great way of getting those items. But I'm not. I've actually already gotten the wonders for both of those. So if you're interested in seeing that, I did do videos of them, but here's the berry wonder right here. The Queen's Delicious Berries. And the berry tree wonder. I actually have 4 of these. But it's right here. The giant berry tree. So yeah, those aren't things I'm working on because I already have them. But if you're working on them, that's awesome. And using those treasure chests can definitely be helpful to you. Since I'm not interested in that, I'm going to stick with harvesting from the grass and filling my camp up with all of the stone. All the stone. So even though I'm doing this, I'm not going to be doing mass merges unless I know for a fact they are an increment of 5, because I want to get the benefit of those bonus items from the 5 merge. So since I'm not going to do a mass merge, why do I fill my camp up? Well, it keeps the elves tied up. They're floating around with things in their hands until I tell them to harvest something else. So that means they're not going to be making a huge mess. Oh my goodness, there we go. They're not going to be making a huge mess harvesting things that I don't want them to harvest necessarily. And also wasting their stamina. The mess I can deal with. The mess is fun to clean up. That's part of the game. At least for me. But what I get frustrated with is if I run out of elf stamina and I'm like, no, I need just a tiny bit more, and I know that my elves wasted some of their stamina harvesting mushrooms. I'm like, really? That's what you decided to do. Why couldn't you tell I was working on stones? So yeah, I say frustrated. It's not really frustrated. I just sort of wonder sometimes about the programming. Like, how do these guys decide what they're going to focus on? So let's keep them focused on what we want them doing. So that's going to be that. That's going to be here. Go ahead and drop that. Keep getting the 5 merges. Oh yeah. Very nice. I'm looking at those things. So this is one of the wonders that from the time I decided to actively work on my camp and play merge elves in, I don't want to say in a serious way because that just sounds kind of strange, but in a way, like by setting goals and trying to accomplish things, getting this stone wonder has been on the top of my list of things to do, because I feel like I have the feeling, the inclination that this is going to open up a lot of options in my camp. Mostly because there are a lot of similarities between merged dragons and merge elves. So if we compare those two games, this wonder that I'm working on getting is similar to the stone wonder in Merge Dragons. It's the same sort of thing. You have an ore resource and you build up your stones to harvest ore from. It's very nice, very useful. But I know with Merged Dragons, this particular wonder gives you options in camp that you don't have without it. So, what do I mean by that? The wonder for the stones in Merge Dragons, trying to be very clear that I've never gotten this in Merge Elves. I don't know. It could be nothing like Merge Dragons. I'm just supposing. But in Merge Dragons, what happens is having that wonder lets zomblins, the little villains of the game, come into your camp. And then your dragons destroy them, and that gives you graves, and that gives you access to the grim trees, which you don't have access to, or at least not easy access to, before you have those graves. So that's a really cool thing. The graves themselves are a really neat merge chain. So in Merge Elves, what is similar to the Zomblins are the dragons. As you play, as you get higher in the levels on the world map, you're going to get to levels where you have to vanquish dragons, and dragons show up in the levels and try to curse the land that you're in the middle of healing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, pausing to count. 10 merge. So if this is similar to the Merged Dragons wonder, then getting this wonder is going to bring those dragons into our camp every now and then. And that's going to let us get resources that we don't currently have access to. In the world map levels, when you destroy a dragon, it drops piles of bones. And those piles of bones will give off, I think it's withered plants is what they give off, or some variety of grass, different from the water wetlands grass over here. So those grasses are sort of like the graves from Merged Dragons. Come on now, trying to make a 10 merge here. There we go. So I'm looking forward to getting this wonder so I can see if we're going to get dragons, if those dragons are going to give us bones, if those bones are going to give us seeds. So far, I feel like the blood trees, the dragon blood trees, like the ones I have over here, are similar to the grim trees from Merged Dragons. So I feel like we're going to get more dragon blood tree seeds from having this wonder and having these piles of bones. But I really have no idea. So there's this, great feeling of I think I know what might happen, but I really don't actually know what's going to happen. So let's find out. Which makes getting this wonder very intriguing for me. Alright, let's see. I've got 3, 4, 5. 5 right there, 5 right there, 5 right there. So right now I have 3 extra. We'll go ahead and do that merge. The other thing that's awesome about working on wonders is all these dimensional jars. Like, no matter what is inside it, the dimensional jar is going to sell for 50 gems. So going through this process definitely helps with the gems. Alright, so let's scoot those guys over there, scoot that over there. Get the elves back to work where I would like them focusing. Very nice. Let's see. So if I need 3 more of the level 9, I need 5 more of these level 8. Oh, it's so hard to tell. I feel like that is something that is doable. I feel like I could do it. Oops. Set that right down there. But we're gonna see. If we don't do it during this video, then, you know, I will put in some more effort, get us closer, and do another video. The very nice thing with the winter holidays coming up, I'm about to be on vacation for a couple of weeks, and I will have lots of extra time. Stay out of the way, there we go. I'll have lots of extra time to focus on this. There are a bunch of updates I want to do to the website, and I've really just sort of been waiting for that vacation time to have, you know, have the extra time to focus, the extra energy to put in. If any of you have gone to my website or used my website to look up information for Merge Elves, I really hope it was helpful. It is definitely a brand new website. There are a lot of pieces that need to be added and will be added. But I'm having a lot of fun building it up. Yeah. So it seems like, you know, through the fall and maybe into the winter, there are 3 or 4 specific events that we keep getting. So I have event pages for those. It's a little bit interesting. I know sometimes different people have different events depending on their level in the game. Like if you just started the game, your first event is usually, I don't know what it's called, but it's a smaller map. I don't think there are any cloud keys on it, or maybe there's only 1 or 2. Like, it's a very gentle introduction to what events are and how to play them. And I like that it does that. But after you play your first event, you get put into the regular event rotation, and you end up with the same event that everybody else has at a certain time, at least so far as I've seen. This weekend is the first weekend we haven't had an event in Merge Elves in quite a while. I know there was another weekend where we didn't have an event, because I remember, you know, thinking it was strange since I was so used to having events every weekend. But I just don't remember when it was. Probably all the way back early September, maybe even into August. But honestly, so 2 points I'm trying to get to, I guess. I'm blathering around. I don't have an event that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have an event this weekend. If you just started playing, you might have your very first event. You know, that simpler introducing you to how to play events event. Uh, and if you've got that going this weekend, I wish you all the luck. I hope you have fun. I love playing the events, they're awesome. If you do have an event, but you're not a new player and it's not the new player event that you have this weekend, I also sort of wouldn't be surprised. I feel like Merge Elves does cater to players who are at different levels, and I've really gotten into this and I've started focusing on Merge Elves as my main merge game. But I still have a long way to go. One of the other mergers who I absolutely love watching on YouTube and seeing their videos is Whatshername merges. If you haven't checked out her videos, you definitely should. She has been playing this game longer than I have. She has so much knowledge, especially around events. A lot of great insights. And I just love listening to her videos. She's so sweet and so helpful sounding. It's great. But today I watched one of her new videos where she these elf eggs right here, the ancient elf eggs, are actually specialty eggs, and once you merge them together, they just start spitting out tons and tons of baby elves for you. So I'm waiting till I have a 5 merge on that, so I need 2 more of the ancient elf egg pieces to get 2 more eggs, and then I'll be able to merge them up and get my 5 merge there. But Whatshername merges got her 5 merge on those eggs, and she did a video of it, and it's wonderful. I'll look for it. I'll try and put the link in the description since I'm referencing it. But while she was doing that, she was looking at her elf power and sort of comparing where she was before opening the ancient eggs and then afterwards. And I was just like, she has so much more elf power than me. I thought I was doing really well. And I say that, I'm just kidding. Like, I'm doing well, she is doing well. Wherever you are in these games, you are doing well. Everyone plays at a different rate, depending on how much time and interest they have. But it was just an interesting moment for me to realize, like, how much further I have to go, but in an exciting way. Like, I can't wait to keep discovering things and finding the things in this game and discovering the different merge chains and different events and all of that. So yeah, it's awesome. But speaking of elf power, that is the other great thing. Whenever you build a wonder, you get a ton of elf eggs. And I feel like, so I say I feel like, I feel like I know that different wonders give different amounts of eggs. And I think it's related to how many steps there are in creating the wonder. Like, the berry tree wonder is pretty easy to make. I think it's most people's first wonder. Just because there are only 5 steps in making it. Well, 6 including the wonder level. And the resources that you need to make it are really easy to get. So with that one, each wonder will give you 9 items. The items can be lock chests or mystery eggs. If I remember correctly, it gives off the the yellow mystery eggs, the topaz. And but yeah, so it could be the egg, it could be the locked chest, or it could be an egg nest, which is always awesome because the nest can give you, between 3 and I think the most I've ever gotten was 7 out of a nest for eggs. So that's always really nice. But when I made the berry wonder has many more levels. I'm actually gonna look, I don't remember. So the wonder is the level 10 of the berry chain. So there's 9 levels and then the wonder. There we go. Plus the little sort of seed level. So that it's almost like it having 11 levels with that little seed wonder in there. That little seed level. So yeah, with that one, I got a ton of eggs, and it was very exciting. Like, I didn't have a lot of space on my map, but it wasn't completely filled in, but the eggs filled up my map 3 times for 2 wonders. I did a 5 merge and got 2 wonders, and like about this much of my map was filled in twice with eggs. Sorry, 3 times, not twice. And so that was really exciting. So I definitely feel like the more steps there are to getting a wonder, the sort of the more rewards, or possibly even the higher level rewards you're going to get. Like maybe you're more likely, oops, that's not disconnected, and then he just dropped that to connect that. Okay, there we go. 10 merge, that's what I was trying to do. But yeah, so with this, getting the stone wonder, there are, I want to say this is similar to the berry wonder in that it has the 10 levels. And then the wonder. So I hope it's going to give me a whole bunch of eggs and help out that elf power. 'Cause, yeah, power and stamina, that's what we want from our elves. But we'll see what happens. Alright. Doing my 5 merges. My elves working on useful things. That. Let's see. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10 merge right there. Nice and quick before they set anything down. That's a 10 merge. Harvest that up out of the way. So yeah, after I get my stone wonder, I've been trying to decide what wonder to work on next, or if I even want to focus on a wonder right away, because there are still a few other things that I feel like my camp would benefit from. For example, I would like to increase my stone storage. It's actually pretty low right now, all things considered. So the idea of building that up sounds like a good one. Another thing that I've sort of been thinking, I would like to build up my elf houses. I built them up a little bit, but I still find myself running out of elves. And when you run out of elves while you're trying to do something, there are two solutions, and they both have their place. The first solution, especially if you're very new and just started the game, is to get more elves. You want to have a nice amount of elves in your camp. That way they can, help out, do their thing. But another part to it is your elf houses. So different levels of houses will rest your elves at different speeds. So the higher level houses rest your elves faster, which I'm sure you can see why that's an advantage. Your tired elves are ready for work much sooner. And I have a few elf houses, and they're an okay level. But I think I want to go the next level up and try to get some of those. Yeah, see, it's telling me I don't have any elves. So I'm running out of elves already. So if my elf stamina economy was better, the elves would rest faster than they get tired out. And you can sort of see, it was telling me I didn't have any elves, and then suddenly I had 2 more elves. So those are elves that rested. So my elf stamina economy isn't terrible, because I don't have to wait that long to have rested elves. But that does leave me sort of in this awkward position of only having 2 elves on the board at a time, or 3 elves. Yep. So these 2 just got tired, and a new one just popped out. And it slows everything down. It makes it a little more it makes gameplay feel a little more clunky because you have to keep waiting for your next elf. The fact that I am having this sort of slow trickle of 1 to 2 elves tells me I'm really close to having an ideal elf resting situation. I just need to dial it in a tiny bit more, and then I'll be in a position where I constantly always have elves who are able to work. And that could mean building 2 or 3 more elf houses. It could mean getting, maybe a half a dozen more elves. Alright, so I think that's going to be my stopping point for today. There it is. All elves are sleeping. Did not quite get there, but getting super close. Very, very close. And that is how I work on my stone. Since we did make a video, just to give you guys a little bit of a wow factor, for those of you who have not seen the level 10, I have 5 of the level 9. I will go ahead and merge these up to 2 level 10. So that dimensional jar, very nice. So when I harvest these, I believe these give either the first level of the blue stone, the level 4, or the level 3, which is the large pile of stone. I don't remember which one. But right now I've got those 2 out on the board. I've got 2 bubbled right here. I just need to make one more of these, and then I'll have 2 stone wonders. So the next time I post a building my stone video, it will definitely have the wonder in it. Let's see. With all my elves sleeping, there isn't a whole ton to do. There are definitely some things. I could tap my slimes. There we go. I can tap my fruit trees, which will let new fruit grow. And if I was working on my berries, I could come down here and tap my berry trees. I don't care about them as much. They're here, but they're fine. At this point, I'm just sort of trying to keep them squished down in the corner. So, definitely not being careful with my merges on them, since I don't know, it sounds mean to say, but I don't care about them as much because I'm not working on them. I'll care about them again later when I want to work on them again. I'll just squish all of that over there. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, so that is sort of where my camp is. What I'm working on. And I hope you enjoyed seeing the stone harvesting, and like I said, will definitely let you guys know when I am closer to getting the wonder and when I post that video. Hope everyone has a great night or a great day. Good luck with whatever you are working on, and happy merging.